Hey everyone, it's Angeline again. Today's book is Maxine in the Middle. I got this from Aunt Mandy again. It is about the challenges of being a middle child. You're not the oldest, you're not the baby, you're just right in the middle, and so sometimes you get overlooked. Aunt Mandy is a middle child, so this book really spoke to her, and hopefully it'll speak to some of you. Rosalie was the oldest, Sammy was the baby, and Maxine was in the middle. On the first day of school, Rosalie had a new dress. Sammy had new sneakers, and Maxine wore Rosalie's dress from last year with the hem taken up. "It looks pretty on you too, dear," Mama said. Rosalie got new crayons because she needed them for second grade. Sammy and Maxine got a box to share, but Sammy didn't want to share, so he hid all the good colors. "Don't fight with Sammy, Maxine," Mama scolded when Maxine began to cry. On Halloween, Rosalie wanted to be a gypsy, and Sammy wanted to be a clown. Maxine said she didn't mind just being a ghost, but she did. "That's a nice costume, Maxine," Mrs. Bloom said. "Boo," Maxine grumbled, and she went home to watch TV. When Mama and Papa went downtown, Rosalie got to stay with a friend. Sammy and Maxine had to stay home with the babysitter. The babysitter read stories to Sammy so he wouldn't be unhappy, and Maxine had to play by herself. Christmas was the worst of all. Rosalie told Maxine that Santa didn't really come down the chimney. She knew because last year she stayed up a long time watching, and she didn't see him. "But don't tell Sammy," she whispered, "because he'll cry." Then, at Christmas dinner, Rosalie got the first drumstick because she was the oldest. Sammy got the other one because he was the youngest. "You can have the wishbone, Maxine," Mama said, but Maxine didn't want it. She pushed back her chair and said, "Goodbye, I'm leaving." Maxine put on her jacket and went all the way to the treehouse at the edge of the yard, where Mama could still see her from the kitchen window. The house was very quiet. Rosalie put her new ball back under the tree. "It won't be any fun with just you," she said to Sammy. Sammy had a set of cards for Old Maid, but he didn't want to play with only Rosalie. "We'll always know who has her," he said sadly. "Maybe we should get Maxine back," Rosalie said. "How?" Sammy asked. Rosalie closed her eyes to think. "I know," she said at last. "We'll make a party. Maxine loves parties." "With ice cream," Sammy added. It had started snowing, and Maxine was cold and hungry. "You're invited to a party," Rosalie called up to her. "I can't hear you," Maxine called back. "We'll have ice cream," Sammy shouted. "No," Maxine shouted louder. But in a little while, she came down. Rosalie arranged the stools in a circle, and Sammy put a cherry on Maxine's ice cream. They had a race around the kitchen table, but nobody knew where it began, so nobody could be first or last. They played monkey in the middle with Rosalie's new ball, but Maxine never had to be the monkey. And Sammy made sure that Maxine never picked the old maid. Mama served donut holes and peanut butter and jelly without bread for a snack, just to show Maxine that sometimes middle things are best. And Maxine giggled. "Will you stay now?" Sammy asked. "Maybe," Maxine said. And they gave her 20 kisses, all her own. "That was a nice party," Maxine said, and she stretched out in front of the fire for a nap. Rosalie and Sammy were tired too, and Mama covered them all with one big quilt. The end.